British. For centuries, they've been building themselves a reputation as a polite, well-mannered, discreet bunch who don't like drawing attention to themselves or indulging in brash behaviour. By that definition, this bright yellow British sports car is a bit of a black sheep. This is a Bentley Continental GT. It's the large, powerful and quite conspicuous member of the family that spares no effort putting the grand in Grand Tourer. It's got enough space for four and enough power to pull a small Planet, and now it has another model in the range. It's called the V8S, and we've got one on a South African exclusive. Compared to the regular GT, you can tell it's special just by looking at it, as long as you look at that badge. For a tweaked version of an already potent car, it is remarkably understated, with nothing but its size and this colour to make it stand out. It looks like nothing else for sure, but it still has an understated elegance to it that even the comic book colour scheme can't take away. The only other distinguishing bits are new front and rear splitters and the gloss black paint job of the massive grille. The Continental GT look has been around for some years now and could do with a bit of a tweaking, if not an entire upgrade, but there's not a lot you can point to on this car and label as dated. It's all circles and ovals with a big grille, big wheels and a few lines that suggest this car has some athletic intent, an intent that's backed up by the figures. The thing is, a car can have all the power and all the best technology in the world. That doesn't make it a great driver's car. And a Bentley accelerates and turns and grips phenomenally well. So it is very capable, but is it a lot of fun? So my hopes for the V8S aren't, to be honest, very high. They couldn't add too much more power to its motor, and they couldn't suddenly re-engineer the entire thing so it magically feels like a lithe, super agile sports machine. But Bentley's geeks are unsurprisingly cleverer than me, so they haven't tried to re-engineer the whole thing. Instead, they've just concentrated on key areas. Power is up by 16 kilowatts to 389. Torque is up by 20 newton meters to 660. They've dropped the suspension and raised the damper rates, all in an effort to make this already impressive car a bit more involving. And they've given it to us for a day to drive through Mpumalanga, home to South Africa's best driving roads. The instant impression is that the Continental GT V8S has more substance. It's no longer just a very powerful butler that does all the work for you, it actually wants you to get involved. The recalibrated steering now has more feedback. The improved chassis now has better feel. So when you're pushing it through a corner, you have the benefit of brilliant all-wheel drive grip, but you also feel a bigger part of the whole process. And all the time, it just feels like a Bentley. And that's because you're still wrapped up in pure luxury. Aluminium, acres of leather and as many toys as you want are still part of the V8S experience. It's a superb mix of modern technology and old-school craftsmanship, where things like ventilated seats, a standard feature, live next to instrumentation that looks like it's out of the 1930s. The British may not have great weather or be able to play cricket or pronounce vereniging, but they sure do know a thing or two about luxury. There's another thing that tells you this car is a Bentley. And it sits just a few centimeters that way. The 4-litre V8 twin-turbo now has more power, but to tell the difference between this one and the regular GT in real-world conditions is just about impossible. But that doesn't matter because the power is massive. 0 to 100 in just 4.3 seconds. And beyond that, as long as you keep your foot down, it'll keep shoving. To the red line every time, effortlessly, all the way to 309 kilometers an hour. The 8-speed auto is up to the task as well, offering smooth shifts even under hard acceleration. And when you're doing serious speed, the V8S impresses not only with its grip, but its composure. And when you're cruising, it's serene and polite and super smooth. But no matter how you drive it, it's also quite expensive. Base price for the Bentley Continental GT V8S is around 4.5 million rand, and that's about 400,000 rand more than the regular V8. That money doesn't buy you something that you could necessarily point to on a spec sheet, but it does buy you a very different driving experience. How does it compare to other supercars at the price? Well, a Bentley doesn't deliver the same level of involvement as a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, but then again, a Ferrari or a Lamborghini can't deliver the same superb mix of power, performance and luxury as a Bentley. A touch more power and a remapped gearbox have given the V8S a definite edge over the standard Continental GT. The shove from the twin-turbo motor is immense. It's a more involving machine than ever before, delivering power and handling while still wrapping you up in pure luxury. The GT styling is definitely due for an upgrade though.